All right, everybody, let's see what the message of hope is. And I'm going to let you know, I actually already pulled the cards to get us started. And then I stopped the recording and started again. So here we are. And I am fresh from the gym. So that's what's going on today. But what's really cool about this, and we just have an initial 3 cards. What was really cool is that if you've been watching these, this one to me appears as if it has a little bit of a different kind of start. And we're going to expand on these cards, but we're starting with in the past position. So we're doing past, present, future just for context to get us started. So in the past, you may have been in some sort of emotional space where you were really seeking guidance about what to do next. Right? And we don't know what that's about yet, but this may have been a period of stagnation or who knows what exactly, but you were really seeking some guidance. Then what we got next is we got throat chakra in reverse. And what I'm getting with this is really more so, some sort of uncertainty about how to use your voice. So whether that be being uncertain if it's right to speak up, or whether it be uncertain if it's right to stay quiet, but some sort of uncertainty about using your voice. That's the present. And in the future, we see you I feel like, okay, in the future, we see that you are getting closer. You're getting closer to moving forward, but you might be scared as heck, okay? So, and the thing what I love about this card is, and you may not be able to see it, but so this person, they're about to, they're on one side of this broken walkway, right? And so they'd have to leap over, or they'd at least have to go from one to the other, knowing that there's that gap in the middle of like, oh no, right? That gap of uncertainty. What's going to happen? What if I fall, right? What if something goes wrong, kind of thing? And here's what I think is really cool about this card is so down below, there is like a stream down there. And in the stream, it actually looks like there's a face, and it's kind of like just like a stereotypical ghost kind of face. So it's like you see 2 eyes and a mouth that's going, oh, right? As if it were like, ooh, right? But that stream is really far down, like it's down below. And so to me, it really is highlighting the aspect of fear being more so an illusion, like something that cannot harm you. And yet we understand that when there's uncertainty, we might be afraid to take a chance, right? But I also want to point out this person's guided by spirit. I don't know if you can see that. His foot, carved into the side that he's on is like a dove or, a bird of some kind, right? And to me, it's a bird whose wings are flapping. And what happens when a bird's wings are flapping? They fly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. At the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh. And I freaking love it. Okay. So I was going to wait to say this part, but now it fits. So we also have the number 5, 5, 5, 5. So 5, 5, and at the bottom of the deck, 5. What does 5, 5, 5 represent? Well, 5, 5, 5 represents that there is change on the horizon, but not to view it as necessarily good or bad, positive, negative, but there's change on the horizon. There's change on the horizon. That person is going to move from one side to the other, and choosing to trust that the guidance the guidance they received is still with them. And it is. Look at it. It's all around them. See the golden lights? That's also spirit. Those are your angels. You are being guided. And if anything, it's a trust of your faith. Okay. And the Hierophant. We have the Hierophant. This is the spiritual leader. This is the teacher. This is the version of, this person has now evolved into this person who trusts, who knows that just because you can't see it does not mean it's not real. Yeah. Hello. Okay. And underneath that, we have the Tower. When you were in this space, it may have also felt like this, like, I can't move. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. Okay, so let's pull some more cards, see what else wants to come through. In fact, I'm going to pull from another tarot deck to see what else wants to come through to clarify and expand on these three sets of information. Okay, so let's see. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing. It feels good to be here though, and I hope you enjoy your time here too, watching this with me. Hope you receive a message that is relevant and helpful and hopeful for you. Okay, let's pull some additional cards for the past. What else? There we go. Okay, we got one. I'll leave it at that. What about the present? Additional card for the present. There. Okay, another one. And additional clarifying card for the future. What wants to come through? Okay, got two for that. Okay, so let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, so let me see here. So you might judge your voice. Do you judge your voice? And maybe that's part of why there's this uncertainty around speaking, around, if it's right for you to speak or not to speak. Are you judging your own voice? Okay, so thank you for your patience. Well, I just was taking some of that in. I think, the story continues to evolve as we move on. But so for right now, what I see for the past, to further clarify of you being in this space, we have Queen of Wands. We have Queen of Wands. And I'm not sure if this is you or somebody else. I get the sense that this might be someone else. We have a man and a woman. And so as always, because I don't know who you are, right? You could just, understand it's two people. Could be a masculine energy, a feminine energy, regardless of gender. I'm going to take a second before I further expand on that one. But what we have further clarifying the present, beyond the uncertainty of your voice, we have the High Priestess. I'm so sorry. I'm just further taking stuff in. I'm getting a sense that this is a combination of you and possibly another person, possibly whoever the Queen of Wands is. And let me just also iterate, because I didn't say this at the beginning, right? I do not intend for these to be predictive. These are intended to be light-filled, hope-filled messages for you to further support you in trusting your own intuition and whatever messages you may have already been receiving. Right? And so we do just do this simply for context, telling a story for context. So, okay. So one thing that says, so this is the meaning tarot, where they give they give additional, words and meanings and insights to some of the cards. But I even go beyond that. So I don't just go by that. But one thing that's on this card is trust your own counsel first, right? So when it comes to your voice, trust your own counsel first. Oh. Okay, what I'm getting is you might be in a space of confusing. What is your intuition and what is your, like ego, right? What is your egoic voice telling you and what is your intuition? What is the guidance and information that you're receiving from God, your angels, spirit guides, all of that, versus what are the thoughts that you're like, oh, this is what the message I'm getting, right? So you might be in a space of trying to discern what is the message? And that's why it's back and forth, back and forth. So you may have been in a space of maybe confusing your own egoic voice or, just fear, right? Fear, self-doubt, things like that for intuition. And maybe that's what's creating so much confusion here. And maybe that's what's creating judgment around using your voice, if that resonates for you. But definitely there could be a lot of emotion around you using your voice. So emotion meaning maybe it just really freaks you out to use your voice. Maybe you get really anxious in using your voice. And in the sense of this representing this person over here, this could be someone that appears to be very opposite from you. Someone who may be very confident, stands in their power, sits on their throne. And so there's a degree of harmony that's being called for in the present. Harmony in harmony in decision making around using your voice. And then look at what we have over here. So for the future, right? Future, we have you getting closer to taking that leap of faith. And one of the two cards that also came out is, hello, the Fool, who is also all about taking a leap of faith. So further confirmation of this being I want to say in alignment, but it's about you deciding what's in alignment for yourself, right? You taking responsibility for what it is you choose to do, but further confirmation that this is the direction that you're headed, if not where you already are, possibly. Um, And at the bottom of this one, it says, spread your wings and fly, which didn't we already talk about that? We did. And by the way, this card does not actually directly correlate. So these are both tarot decks, but this one does not directly correlate to the Fool. So, this actually correlates to the Five of Wands, which is all about struggle and challenge. And so what I'm getting here is you may be just experiencing a lot of, oh my gosh, and we have another five. Okay, so to finish the thought, you may be experiencing simply a lot of internal challenge, a lot of internal struggle. I mean, this could be a struggle about you and another person, right? Do I speak to this other person? Is it something else related to another person? Not quite sure. The second card that came out with the leap of faith is Temperance. All about you finding balance in the situation, balance within yourself, that inner peace, inner harmony with what decision to make, what direction to go. It's also about giving back. See how this Temperance angel is pouring from one cup into another? And this is being at peace with your emotions, being in harmony with yourself. This is taking charge. In this space, it's like, you're of a lower stance because you're seated and your head's down and you're like the water's right there, right? So it's kind of like you're right there. You're right in the water, right in your emotions. And here, you're now above. You've gotten up. You've gotten up. You have more clarity. You know what the right decision to make is. It even says the energy of change, options. And what did I point out? The fives, which are all about change. And this is the fourth five. 5, 5, 5, 5. The energy of change, options, movement. And interestingly, it also does say conflict. That is very interesting. Very interesting. So, what's at the bottom of this deck? I know this is taking a while, right? I don't know. Hope you're enjoying this. As always. Okay, at the bottom we have, it's the Two of Wands. Procrastination, stifled, sadness, withdrawal. Yeah, definitely not believing in yourself. Not balanced. So so overarching themes right now is this is a journey of a few things, of learning to trust the guidance that you receive, of learning to come into harmony within yourself, of feeling comfortable about speaking up. We could even say embracing change and learning how to stand in your power. A lot of times, when there's some sort of big change on the horizon, we could be looking for someone else, right? A physical person, someone else, some sort of like very concrete guidance, direction, to put a blazing sign in front of our face and tell us now is the time, right? Or this is what you're supposed to do. You might be wanting like to see God, right? Or actually see the angels with your 3D eyes tell you, yes, go do this thing. Speak up, take that action, take this step forward. Be brave. And yet when we're being called to trust, you're probably getting lots of signs all over the place. And yet you're being really asked to trust in yourself. When I say trust in yourself, I mean, how does it feel when you know you're receiving signs and guidance from God, the angels, all of that, right? Yeah, there's that discrepancy, right? Of like, what does trusting in myself mean? Does trusting in myself mean I'm trusting my own my own guidance, or am I following the guidance of what I'm being given? And at some point I want to say that there's this melding of them coming together where you are one and the same, right? If we think of being made in the image of God, then there's only separation when we are not trusting that voice, right? But I do believe it's I know from my own experience, it's a whole journey, a whole practice of getting clear on, okay, what's coming from fear and what's coming from faith, what's coming from the darkness, what's coming from the light, right? And trusting it and taking action. And I'm a big believer that it's the action piece where the final connection gets made of having more faith in trusting the guidance that you're receiving. So with that said, let's see what else wants to come through. Let's pull, I pulled a handful of decks here. Let's go ahead and, okay, not yet. Okay, I'm going to move to the Gateway Oracle. Let's pull from the Gateway Oracle and see what wants to come through here. Okay, what additional, I'm still going to go with each of the stages. So let's pull for the past. What additional, is there another card that wants to come through this deck for the past? That didn't really, is there a card that wants to come through for the past from this deck? In fact, I don't think there is. Is there one? Okay. So what about for the present? Is there a card for the present that wants to come through this deck? Okay. What was that? And for the future, is the card for, okay. Okay. For the present, believing in magic. True magic is abounding in my life. Magic being a metaphor for that which is unseen, right? Okay, let's look at the future. What do we have? We have simplifying your life. I cherish the simple pleasures of life. And this person is basically clearing out the clutter. They're clearing their home. They're clearing their environment. And then we also have receiving from angels. Shimmering wings of angels, embrace me with love. Ooh, okay, just got the chills with that. So the thing that might be making it more challenging to be able to hear your intuition and the guidance that you're receiving might be whatever this clutter is in your environment. So this could be literal, physical, tangible clutter in your environment, right? So So just clutter could be, dirty laundry, dirty dishes, just too many things, right? Too many things, disorganization, too many papers, unfiled documents. I've even heard, so I like books, but I've even heard, if we're just kind of like keeping all these excess books around, you know, those have a lot of weight and energy too. So I don't know, take what resonates, leave what does not. Um, okay, but beyond physical things, this could also be, a job that it's time to move on from. This could be other people in your life that actually are not serving you, that are, for whatever reason, just maybe no longer ideal to have them in your life. What else could this be? This could be emotional clutter. Maybe there's stuff from your past that is weighing down. This could be mental clutter. This could be just having a chaotic mind, and that's where meditation comes in. I talk about that all the time. Meditation can come in to help you clear out that excess mind chatter and just really get to a space of just having more clear thought, right? Releasing limiting beliefs, clearing out the past, which comes in all the forms of everything I just said, right? People, places, physical things, beliefs, all of that. So, and what is she standing in front of? She's standing in front of a doorway. So we clear out that stuff, and all of a sudden we can access the doorway. And as you do so, you are being held by your angels. Shimmering wings of angels, embrace me with love. So here you are, you think you're alone. You think you're alone on this journey. You are not alone. The angels are right there with you. And so what is preventing you from being able to see and feel more of that? It's going to be this clutter, the fear, the doubt. The cool thing about this Fool is that this one is like, la-di-da. This one's clear of the clutter. This one's already simplified. This one is already like, I'm going to take that chance. I'm going to go for it. Right. So it's kind of like a before and after. We can choose to take action when we're feeling scared ishless, right? Or we can choose to take action when we're like, okay, let's experiment and explore. Let's see how this goes. Which one's going to be a more enjoyable experience? And sometimes it comes down to this, and I've been here too. But right, if we're thinking of like, how can this be easier? What is there to clear out? Okay, and as you clear it out, what about, what are you replacing it with? What are, it's and that could simply be, I'm replacing it with open space. I'm replacing it with, the foundation that I choose to believe in myself. I choose to believe in the guidance that I'm receiving. I choose to stop doubting. I choose to feel the angels around me. Take it a step further. If you've been getting guidance from the angels, have you allowed yourself to just pause and try to feel into that? Like literally feel. Can I feel the angels around me? What does that feel like? Okay. Okay, let's move on now to okay, well, I wasn't going to pull from this deck yet, but from the Every Day is a New Day deck at the very bottom, we have the only opinion that truly matters is your own. What do you think? Number 67. So, is it possible some of that clutter is other people's opinions, creating some internal confusion or turmoil, chatter, whatever it might be? Okay. Let's move on to the coffee cup deck and see. Let's do past, present, future. So what card wants to come out to further expand on the past? Is there a message from this deck for the past? Okay. Interesting, but it landed on the future, and I feel like it might go there. Okay, is there another one for the past? Okay, and one for the present. What card for the present? Ooh, okay. Okay, for the past, we have flowers, romance, sweetness. Okay. For the present, we have house, relocation, home. And for the future, we have horse, freedom, action. So once again, yeah, so there's definitely very interesting. Yeah. So the past and the present do not have much action. There's people sitting. People sitting. And the things starting to unfold in the present, but in the future, it's definitely lots of action. I mean, look at that horse. White horse, white knight. You could be dealing with someone who is you or maybe whoever this other person is could be a horse Chinese zodiac sign. So there could have been this situation in the past where you weren't sure what to do with a person. A person that you cared about. Maybe a potential romantic person. And as you moved along the journey, there could be something having to do with a home or just, again, more of your environment. Maybe part of this voice element and being able to believe in your magic has to do with a decision regarding a home and you changing your environment, right? Because then we see in the future you changing your environment. You changing your environment. So this could be a combination of you changing your external environment and your internal environment. But you choosing to take action. And maybe you choose to take action at night because there's a big moon here. There's a big moon there. Okay, we have this believing in your magic, and that leads me to okay, let me see. Here we go. Two other decks that I have. So let's pull a card from Believing in Your Magic Oracle. And feel free to say hello. Let me know what you are doing as you're watching this. Are you just chilling at home? Are you watching this before you go to work, or maybe as you drive, or listening to it as you drive, something like that? Oh, nice. So you know what popped out? I didn't even ask for a card yet, but we got one that already popped out. It says Phoenix. How's that for a happily ever after? And look at all that water. Oh my gosh. All that water. Okay. That's not water. It looks like water though. It's not water. Okay, that is okay. Phoenix, because it's rising from the ashes. This is like a this is a person, standing. This is a person wearing their crown, standing in their power, and just letting it all be, and throwing caution to the wind, and definitely risen up from the ashes. And it's like they're standing on top of what do you call that? Standing on top of, I guess, a volcano. I was gonna say like a mountain, but I guess it'd be more like a volcano, right? If there's ash. And all this smoke is rising. This person is choosing to move. The smoke is rising, and they don't give an F. And that book, I don't know if you can see, there's a book down below her. Written on the book, it says, Once Upon a Time. And we have the number 9 here. So, once upon a time. Yeah, this could be like, F it. I'm tired of being in fear, of worrying, of being uncertain. This makes me think that you might be on the brink of choosing to step into this fool, this person who's going to take a leap of faith versus the other one. Let's see, is there one more from this deck that wants to come out? That was like too many, I think. Let's see, is there anything else from this deck that wants to come out? Okay. Okay, I'm just going to do the one on my lap because others fell on the floor. Letting that go. We have here, it says Tower, unplug and relax for a spell. But you know what's really cool about this one? Interesting. Very cool. So typically the Tower in tarot is all about, is like big change, right? Like just kind of again, we could see change as being like everything falling apart, or just finally that big thing happening, whether you saw it coming or not, and in this case, you might be the Tower. But what's really cool in this Tower card, and this is not tarot, but I love the I love the way the decks communicate with each other. It's like all hell might break loose, but you chilling. You are chilling. You were like, I am the Tower. And initially pulled it out like this. So it's like, it's kind of like she's taking a step forward, right? But at the same time, she's choosing to be at peace about it. She's going to allow herself to be at peace about it. She's got some hot tea there. She's got a little, what do we call those? A succulent plant. And she's got some crystals there. Yeah, she's got this balance harmony thing down. That's really cool. I love those cards. Okay, we're also going to pull from Oracle of Mystical Moments. This one was also speaking to me. Okay, Oracle of Mystical Moments. Okay, is there another card for the past that wants to come through this deck? Any cards from this deck that want to come out for the past position? Again, just for further context. And I don't think so. Okay, anything for the present that wants to come out of this deck? And sorry if you're looking down at my head a whole lot. Okay, we have Sleeping Beauty's Dream. Yeah, so this is kind of like, look at that. She literally has a house on her head. This is definitely the space of like mind chatter, of house. So something with a house, maybe home, maybe letting the cat out of the bag. Um, Maybe you showing that you are the magician that you are, that if you speak up, like everything's gonna change. Everything. And here this person is with all this chaos, and look at like that, all those like vines and weeds, and kind of even looks like snakes a little bit, but I don't think it's supposed to be snakes. All these, this house, occupying the mind space with all these weeds and everything growing all around it, all that chaos, all that confusion. And her eyes are closed, so she's not really looking at anything, and she's holding on to this bird. And that bird probably wants to be set free, but is doing its best to be quiet. And yeah. So this might be something where maybe you have a home situation that is just weighing heavily on you and creating a lot of confusion, um, around you using your voice, and of course, you trusting your intuition. Um, but it looks like the guidance or the hope is that if you can get yourself to the space of saying, F it, I'm going to throw caution to the wind because I deserve to be at peace. I want to be free, right? This is the person who's let it all burn. Let it burn. And I'm not talking about actually burning a house, right? No, in no way whatsoever. But the fears, the doubts, the maybe it's other people's opinions, right? Fine, let them have them. Right? I can't control their reaction. I can't control what they choose to do and think. This is my life. You might be getting to that space. Okay. This is awesome sauce. Let's get another one for the future. Let's see. Is there another card from this deck? This time for the future position. Ooh. Okay, we have two. Interesting. So we have two things. We have stranded, and we have oh sunny day. Yeah, so it looks like there's something about a house, maybe leaving what you always knew, maybe leaving a family environment, leaving, and again, this all could just be simply be fears, um, or conditioning, and you choosing to go a new route. And this person is like, okay, I've left, right? So this is actually like a big ship on top of a tree, and the tree goes all the way down, and there's no water. There's no water here. So it's like, where does that person go now, right? Where's their anchor has nothing to root into. But then we have over here, oh sunny day. So it could very well be that, this is the fear, or maybe this is on some level the reality of you choosing to, stop worrying about whatever you've been worrying about, step away from that. And whatever that, whatever the tower then clears out for you, takes away from you that you no longer have, here's your hope right here. Oh, sunny day. You're going to create something new. You're going to build anew. You're going to go from this tree over to this mushroom. Look how drab and dreary this is. And then we've got some color. And it could be that that other person is waiting and looking for you. And before we saw them facing forward, but here we see them um, this could go two ways. This could be that other person is looking out for you. That was my first inclination. This other person is looking out for you. We could also say this other person has their back turned to you, but I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. And look, this person has an umbrella. Right? So here you are, like, where am I going to seek shelter from? Here you go. Okay. This is a fun one. It's freaking long. I'm enjoying it though. Are you? I hope so. Okay, gonna pull from another deck. And then I think we'll begin to close out. Okay, so let's see here. Is there a card from this deck that wants to further clarify the past? Okay, I was like, that was no, too much. Okay, what message for the past? Okay, we got that. What message for the present? Okay, and for the future. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so further expanding. Wow. Dude. Okay, so for the past, there you are seeking guidance, being in your emotions, and possibly about a woman or just another person. And we have closure in reverse. There's no closure. Okay, and then in the present, you saw, right? You saw, I don't know if you saw, I did not choose these cards. In the present, we have family and that big moon. They're walking towards the moon. Interesting. It's interesting. So like at the bottom of this card where it says family, right here at the end of this white bar, it kind of looks like an old man hunched over with a chair. Anyway, in the present, we were talking all about, not only you being uncertain about using your voice, but just this whole home life that you might disrupt. And so this is further confirmation of that. So maybe your decision to speak up could impact other people. And either this is what you're it could be an illusion that you currently have. Okay, so just bear with me again. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Okay. Is it possible that it's an illusion that the current situation at home is happy or is balanced? Because we have the moon there, and that moon is pretty freaking huge. And one of the things the moon represents is not only emotions and in the back of your mind and all of that, but it also represents illusion. And on the other hand, I see that this could very well be you as you choose to take action in the face of the unknown. You could be moving towards happy family. Or just simply there's a bunch of doubts and fears and worries about happy family. Okay, and in the future, you taking that action, clearing out mental clutter and moving forward, and knowing that, you are supported by your angels. We have spirit guide. You are being guided. You are supported. Look at this too. I want to point this out. When we go back to this card, which, was called Stranded, look at that. This man used to be in this ship that is now literally resting at the very top of that tree. And look how skinny that tree is. That is not, we could call it a stable foundation, right? It is rooted. It is up there, but, it does not give the impression of the most stable foundation. Now, does it? At any moment, that could all come crashing down. And sometimes we as humans, we wait until everything comes crashing down before we take action, right? And yet, if we had trusted sooner, if we had allowed ourselves to step into that next phase of trusting the guidance we've been getting, maybe it wouldn't have to come to crashing down, right? Or maybe it wouldn't have had to come to literally no water to place our anchor. Yeah, I think spirit, God, angels are guiding. If this is about another person, guiding your reconnection with another person. I did not come here with an intention of what this reading was going to be about, so just know that. And we see that we see the two spheres. We could, I see an 8. I see infinity. I see what do you call those things? The time thing where you can turn it upside down and the sand comes trickling down again, right? And then turn it over and the sand comes trickling down again, which is kind of could be like a continual state of being in limbo, being in waiting. Yeah, this is you hearing your intuition. We've got someone with their eyes open, someone with their eyes closed. Meditating and allowing those answers to come to the surface where you see clearly. You're ready to take action, ready to open your eyes, ready to stop being in a space of wonderment, of continually waiting and asking for guidance because you've already been given guidance. And now it's just about action. Okay, let's close out with an angel card. We'll do a guardian angel card. This is such a great deck. As always, let me know what you're taking away from today's reading, how this was helpful to you. I appreciate hearing that. And if it resonated for you, then, your like, share, subscribe, all of that is always welcome as well and always helpful. I appreciate it. Okay. We have prayer. There are only 4 prayer cards in this deck. So it's extra special. What does this one say? It says, "Dear guardian angel, help me dissolve past guilt or regret. Help me to see that all is always in perfect and divine order. Help me to let go of the fear that I project on my future. Help me to live fully within each precious moment and feel your eternal love within and around me. Help me to realize and fulfill my true potential. Thank you. Well, well, well. I want to go back to this space, true potential. Do you feel like this is you? Does this resonate for you? You being this one standing in your power, being a leader of your own life, or if you're female, right? Being this girl right here, just being like, heck yeah. Heck yeah, I'm going to set it free. So what is the message of hope here? The message of hope is that when you clear out the mental clutter, it's going to be so much easier, so much more freeing, so much, you are going to feel so much more confident and reassured in taking action. And there might still be some sort of element of you questioning if you're receiving the right guidance. But when you clear out all the self-doubt and worry, just all that clutter, it can become a more fun process of, yeah, I don't know. I think I got guidance. I think I've gotten lots of guidance that's telling me to do this thing. And yet, the future is still unwritten. But I'm so tired of being weighted down with all of this. This is a person that is like so weighted down. You could have physical aches and pains. I mean, hello, all that on your head? Ouch. Right? And when you release that, then things just get so much easier. I want to also point out, what do we also have showing up here? We have birds. We have a horse. We have ladybugs. I didn't point them out, but there are 3 ladybugs on this card. Excuse me. We have birds, a horse, and ladybugs. So I know I tend to say, connect with nature and, notice what signs you're receiving in nature. I just want to call those out in case any of those maybe you've already received signs from, like birds, horse, ladybugs, or maybe you're going to after this reading if it resonates for you. Know that can be further confirmation of. We also have a dolphin. There's a dolphin here. My goodness. So sorry. Feeling yawning all of a sudden. We also have a dog. We have a little white dog. Oh, and little white dog. And I didn't say, where is it? We also have black cat right there in front of the Queen of Wands. And we've got some flowers. So all of these things, I simply share them as potential symbolism for your journey. If that helps bring added clarification. My goodness, I just want to keep yawning. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. If this resonated for you, you might want to take a screenshot of this prayer and see if I can get it straight and hold it still. Okay, you might want to take a screenshot of that and repeat that to yourself. Say it again. And also the numbers 555 and 8. 555 and 8. Yeah, I know I kind of already started to speak to this, but I'm going to add some more. The message of hope is that you have a lot of spiritual guidance and support around you. And to balance things out, you may be being called to clear out some mental clutter or clutter of any kind whatsoever so that you can move forward and it can be a more enjoyable process. If anything, you can set yourself free by moving forward and no longer staying in the space of being uncertain and doubting and all of that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I apologize for the long reading, and yet at the same time, I don't apologize because that's what came through. That's how it happened. So I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you again very soon. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye for now.